And at the moment, it's goalless at half-time. One substitution for Lamontville Golden Arrows during the course of the first 45 minutes with the injury to Brandon Teron, which was serious enough for him to leave the field of play. And Thabo Matlaba, just signed from Royal AM, took his place and has played rather nicely. In the meantime, we will have a change for AmaZulu as well. Change for Golden Arrows as well. Taking off the very enterprising Sabelo Sitole and bringing on Angelo van Roy, who played his football for Hungry Lions in the first division last season. Or was it even the season before that? It might have been the season before that, but comes on, does Angelo van Roy at the start of the second half. AmaZulu get us underway. A little back pass from Mtetwa to Richard Ofori to start the half. AmaZulu in the all-white then will attack the goal to the right-hand side of your screen, and Bafana Bestende in the green and yellow strip will play from left to right during the course of the second half. 0-0. According to my records, there's never been a home goalless draw for Lamontville Golden Arrows against AmaZulu. There have been a couple in which AmaZulu have been the home side, and the most recent of those back in 2012, so 13 years ago. Early free kick here for the visiting side, and once again, and no surprise that it's their captain Rian Hanamub who will come to the fore, looking into the afternoon sun. Hanamub with a little dink. Second ball, and the volley from Eckstein goes over the top. Good start and good enterprise at the start of the second period then for AmaZulu. No doubt there would have been some words exchanged during the half-time chat. There's the most often is, and another player down then. Looks like it could very well be Gladwin Chitolo. Refi Chopela looking on. That was the shot that went over the top. I'm just looking to see where the injury took place for Gladwin Chitolo. Across to have a look is his fellow centre-back, John Mwenkani. Already had one injury-induced substitution as far as the Bafana Bestende camp is concerned, with the absence in the second half of Brandon Teron. You find it very difficult to get Gladwin Chitolo to leave the field of play. I can guarantee you of that, and it certainly isn't. I wonder if they'll make him run all the way to the halfway line to get back on the field of play. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So a little bit of a warm-up run for the big man at the start of the second half. Strong header from Hanamub. Even a stronger one, though, for the substitute Angelo van Roy, operating from the right-hand side. The referee sensing foul play. Ben Moshwari. Rian Hanamub. Nice first touch as he gets the ball away from Kobeko Dlamini. Nicely tidied up by Ben Moshwari. It's a fired-up looking AmaZulu side coming into the second half here in Hammersdale. Good possession from them as well. Moshwari. Run didn't quite work out on that occasion on the right-hand side. No great hurry to get the ball back into play is Edward Mayova. Wengani exchanging passes and eventually conceding possession as well. Quite a test for Thabo Matlaba today. Not only is he 37 years old, but he's been out of competitive action for 4 months. Comes into this one after the unfortunate injury of Brendan Teron in a right-back position. I thought he's done rather nicely so far, but he's playing on the side of the pitch that is heavier underfoot than is the far side. This near side certainly seemed to retain a lot more moisture from the recent rains, but yeah, he's a man who knows his way around a football field. Matlaba gets the better of Riaan Hanemoop initially anyway. Darts back behind the captain of AmaZulu. Already 5 minutes played in the second half of this one. And those 5 minutes have seen the benefit to AmaZulu as far as their attack is concerned. Yellow card to Iguodaro. Players always seem to protest their innocence. 3 yellow cards on the day, 2 of them to AmaZulu players. And again, there's quite a long delay from Edwin Mayova. Angelo van Rooy bullied into submission by Riaan Hanemoop. Now Etiose Iguodaro, the Nigerian again. Good angle for him. It's a nice little touch inside as well. Didn't quite get the final ball he was looking for, Deboko Mashiko. There's some good ideas early on here from AmaZulu, and they're keeping the ball close to their feet. They really are pressurizing the goal of Arrows in the second half so far. It's a very similar ball that we're seeing from goalkeeper Edward Mayova, who plays it out wide to Johnny Mwengani. Ball at their feet seems to be the key at the moment. And Mwengani. Foul by Ben Moshwari. Referee, I think, was about to go to the pocket. He's got his yellow card in his hand. Does referee Chopela. Protesting his innocence here, and there's the yellow card then. It's 3 yellow cards for AmaZulu players. Still protesting his innocence. Well, when you're coming in at that sort of pace from behind your opponent, you're always almost asking for the referee to come up with some sort of discipline. Uncompromising. Last scores we heard from across the Premier League, the Betway Premiership. Chiefs 1, Marumo 1, Polokwane City 1, and SuperSport United 1. With a goal from SuperSport United, they'd knocked Cape Town City down into the relegation zone, as the referee now is over having a chat to Themba Zwane. I beg your pardon, Arthur Zwane. Some finger pointing from the referee as well. I think there might have been something that was said across the bench of AmaZulu rather than the coach himself. He's a very quiet, mannered person. Dlamini Shitolo. Arrows playing a very flat line at the halfway. Good ball from Sibia. Nice turn from Mtanti as well. Need a decent ball inside the penalty area, and they might very well get one. Good play by Ben Moshwari. Sibia. Moshwari's done nicely. Well, it's a delightful ball here. Out wide towards Teboka Moshigo. Still Teboka Moshigo. Igodaro might have been slipping over as he looked for a little passage towards the right-hand side of the attack for AmaZulu. But again, good visuals from Gladwin Chitolo. Igodaro really working hard today. Long throw in here from Hanamub. Well, first touch inside the penalty area, shot! Over the top from AmaZulu. Fabulous opportunity for Lesotho to take the lead, and they weren't able to do it through Mashiko. Now the referee's come across to the touchline and given one of the bench contingents from AmaZulu a straight red card. Well, he was over there a few moments ago talking to coach Arthur Zwane. It looks like Bongeni Gumede might have been the player to pick up a yellow card, or is it Veli Motwa? Still pleading his innocence here. Is Gumede. Referee, the fourth official, the near side assistant referee, all under scrutiny at the moment. The referee having none of it. Red card goes into the top right-hand pocket. Looks as if it's Bongeni Gumede who got a straight red card off the bench. So that's a substitute possibility at right back. That's not possible. Bongeni Gumede with the straight red card for AmaZulu. And certainly protested that immediately, and one wonders exactly what was said, what was heard by the match referee. Sent off for dissent. Referee's been a busy man so far, 4 yellow cards and a straight red. Clearance from Arrows. It's been a rather disruptive game today. The early injuries that fell to particularly Brandon Theron. A little bit stop-start and 6 minutes added on to the second half. In the meantime, though, Arrows on the ascendancy with Thabo Matlaba. This is Mtanti. Silim Tanti, Thabo Matlaba. Philemseni Ntwantwe, nice turn from him. Second bite of the cherry. Dink towards the back post. Keeper's done nicely. Claiming a corner here are Arrows off Richard Ofori. At nearly an hour of football in Hammersdale, still no goals to show. Both of the other matches this afternoon in the 3 o'clock kickoffs have goals apiece. Ball kept in play by Wengani, finds Gladwin Chitolo. Back from him, Wengani. Oh, ball knocked away very nicely indeed by Igodaro. Ben Moshwari needs a decent ball in there, gets a decent ball offside, I think. Against Hendrik Ekstein. Arthur Zwane not happy with that situation. So substitution time. And it's Arrows who are making the calls here. And it's going to be Sipisiklium Somi, the former JDR Stars player, who's going to come on. Bongani Tlele is going to come on for his 9th appearance of the season. And the Knox man is going to make way. Looking for the other player that has been released. So Bongani Tlele and Sipisiklium Soni that are on the field of play. It looks like Sabia has joined the Knox man in leaving the field of play for Golden Arrows. Disappointed look on the face of an enterprising and very hard-working midfielder, Duza Sabia. So fresh legs. Do they bring fresh ideas? We saw the changes that were made by coach Mngliti in Bloemfontein against Marumo Gallants, where they trailed by a goal to nil at half-time and won the second half in no uncertain terms. But Club has done well here. Can't release Van Roy. In fact, Van Roy getting in behind Hanemub. Not many people do. It's a beautiful recovery from the Namibian. One hour of football played. It's been a tough match for Rian Hanemub, but he so often brings a great flourish to his team. We spoke about last season and the 4 goals that were scored. Augustine Quem with a hat-trick. Shitola for Golden Arrows in a victory away from home for AmaZulu, which is the last time they won away from home, obviously. Matlaba, Mtanti forward, away by Phyllis. Mtanti with the second ball here, lovely little slider through to Van Roy. The defense was spot on again from Hanemub, playing the captain's role to great effect here today. Now suddenly a chance in the area, and Tobisa Moshiko going down at the same time as trying to orchestrate the shot. No contact made though, no decision from the referee required, and another injury to deal with. At this late stage of the season, and you heard as Moshiko gets assisted back to his feet by referee Jobela, you heard from the respective coaches how the flu is taking a toll on players, injuries is taking a toll on players, and you throw yellow cards and red cards into the mix as far as that's concerned, then yeah, it becomes difficult at the latter stages of the season. Good little ball here, slotted through to Moshiko, and quickly off his line was Mayova. Just waiting for that one pivotal moment that can break the deadlock between these two sides. Mochwari gets clipped for the umpteenth time. Been a good battle between himself and Mtwantwe, and now it's Bongani Tlele who clips the former Pirates man. First came into prominence with Bidvest Vets and then moved over to the Buccaneers. Shitola with a clearance. Tlele away by Phyllis. Phyllis with the second bite of the cherry. Van Roy. Matlaba with a little look up, only as far as Gladwin Shitola though. Nice consolidation from Lamontville Golden Arrows. Ntwantwe, Shitolo, Mwingani. Matlaba is kept it in play, goes behind Van Roy. It's a good header away by Mtetwa. And look how far back Teboka Moshiko's come back to offer defense as well. Msomi. Dwandwe goes wide. John Mwingani, very, very high line. In fact, the only Arrows player over the halfway line, or not over the halfway line, is the goalkeeper, Edward Mayova. There's a shot from the new man, Shipisikli Msomi, former JDR Stars player, nicely handled by Richard Ofori. Hanamob took his time too much. Mashiko, and he's got his side into trouble. There's a real opportunity, and why don't you go for it yourself, sir? Missed chance for Bongani Trele. How costly is that going to be? We saw a miss like that from Moremi during the first half, and now Lamontville Golden Arrows contrived to do a similar thing. In the meantime, Eckstein, who really has been on fire today, still Eckstein. It's a wonderful challenge. Angelo Van Roy miscues the ball straight out of play. Well, ball given away by Teboka Moshiko, went straight then into the path of Bongani Trele, who all he had to do, one felt, was to pull the trigger. Phillies was having none of it. Matlaba inside. Igodara with a challenge on Van Roy. Second ball to Mtanti. Well, there was briefly, and then Mtetwa. And that was a rather careless challenge from a tired-looking Itiosa Igodaro. Doing a lot more defending than attacking at the moment is the big Nigerian. Angelo Van Roy adding a sprightly look to the attack on the right-hand side by Abba van der Bestende. Free kick imminent for Lamontville Golden Arrows. I think before that happens, we can have a double change for AmaZulu. Or is the referee just reorganizing the edge of the penalty area? Tanti then for the home side. Wasn't the best of clearances, and might still go in for a corner. No, that's a good piece of defending eventually. Throw-in's been taken quickly. Mtanti. Oh my word. John Mwingani not going to score too many in that sort of situation. Leans over backwards far too much, and that's a problem. So double substitution then for AmaZulu. Ron Human is going to come on, former Maritzburg United attacking midfield. He's a really, really good player. I'm a big fan of him. Hendrik Eckstein is going to come on as well for Mondli Mbandra. Come off for Mondli Mbandra. Did a good match up to that stage, I thought. Hendrik Eckstein, there were a couple of opportunities in his creativity that he got into good positions, but a couple of shots that were very wayward. Msomi looking for Mtanti. Second ball from Mtanti goes wayward. And the first touch for Rowan Human, but it's inside his own half. And he's been robbed as well. Angelo Van Roy. There's a good pullback initially, but Zungu clears for AmaZulu. And that looked like a handball from Van Roy. Just gone past the halfway mark of the second half. Still no goals between Lamontville Golden Arrows and AmaZulu. As we said, even with a draw, there could be some good value in this encounter. And I'll tell you what, it gets better for both of these sides, AmaZulu and Arrows, because Marumo Gallants have just scored a second goal against Chiefs, and that is in Joburg. And Marumo Gallants lead by 2-1. So it's a blessing one way and not so in the other, because Marumo Gallants, Arrows and AmaZulu just about in the same space as far as the table's concerned. Ball knocked away by Sandile Mthethwa, corner. It's taken 70 minutes for Golden Arrows to earn their first corner. Tanti, the deliverer of most of the set pieces so far. So Tanti again. It's a good header away by Sikakane. Back it goes onto that left-hand side. Nicely cleared though by Mondli Mbandra. Right for the attack. On the counter, AmaZulu needed a good ball in the area. Didn't get the good ball into the penalty area. Disappointing for Roan Human, who was waiting on the left-hand side. Arrows survive a scary moment. Certainly is enough potential for a winning goal in this one. Wingani, how many passes have we seen between Edward Mayova and the Zimbabwean? And he has one to Gladwin Chitolo as well. Just that consolidation and nobody willing to really attack the ball carrier. Igodoro does come down to try and close down matters. And Somi Chitolo, ball possession for Lamontville Golden Arrows. Looking for a little break there was Mondli Mbandra in that attacking midfield role behind Itiosa Igodoro. Wingani, it's a good ball. Where's the second ball going to fall though? Nice work done by Bongani Tele. Here's Tele again. Missed an opportunity a bit earlier on. Can he make amends? Wide by Ndwandwe. Van Rooyen needs to work hard to keep this in play. It does. Matlaba. Second bite of the cherry for Matlaba, who can score goals. Has scored goals before for Royal AM. Angelo Van Rooyen. Near post. Back post! Just the attentions, I think, of Sikakane was enough. Nkobeko Dlamini can't slot the ball into that inside right channel. And another fortunate let-off, one feels, for AmaZulu. So really a testing ball from Van Rooyen, and maybe Nkobeko Dlamini had one eye on Sikakane and one eye on the goal of the AmaZulu goalkeeper. Arrows have only had one shot on target, and AmaZulu not doing that much better with double that amount, but there's been 10 creative efforts and only 3 on target so far. John M. Wingani. Van Rooyen and Rian Hanemoop continue their little battle. Nice work done here, though, in the midfield by Bafana Bestende. Excellent by Toba Matlaba with his cut inside, and Hanemoop in front of him. Tanti has to react very quickly indeed. Chitolo. Dlamini inside by Tele. Enterprising first half, maybe a little quieter in the second, and Wingani certainly has come to the fore more and more for Arrows during the course of the second half. Little give and go from Mtanti. One can understand the idea from Matlaba. Clearance from Tetra. Igodoro inside. Human chasing. Dlamini does better for Arrows. Now Wenkani. Nice touch from Van Rooy. Matlaba, oh, he was expecting the run to come a bit earlier from the former First Division man, and it didn't come from Van Rooy. And good defense again from the skipper. Hanamub's played nicely today. And I tell you what, Richard Ofori nearly got himself into a mighty pickle. Half an hour has elapsed in the second half. 15 minutes in stoppage time away from full time. How are the points allocation going to be by the end of this one? Marumo Gallants in 11th position ahead of Lamontville Golden Arrows, and that would be the team that they would leapfrog over with a point. But Marumo Gallants lead over Kaiser Chiefs in Joburg, currently by 2-1. So substitution time for AmaZulu and Ethan Brooks, very impressive 23-year-old former TX Galaxy midfielder, will come on for an equally impressive Bongani Zungu. Much taller, much more composed maybe in that midfield, Bongani Zungu. That's why he got the start ahead of Ethan Brooks, but it's a like for like, one would feel. Itioso Igodoro in the meantime. There's a bit of space on that right-hand side for AmaZulu. Sikakane, oh, the first touch wasn't of any great quality. Ben Moshwari. The battle is a fierce one with Mbanjwa. But AmaZulu have possession again. Igodoro, Roan Human. Space for the skipper. The ball takes a bit of an awkward bounce, and Igodoro arrives a bit late. Mbanjwa. Oh, space for the shot. That doesn't really make any great contact from Sikakane. Well, AmaZulu really turning on the style here late on. Rian Hanamob. Roan Human. Away by Shitolo. And Matlaba should be able to clear this with ease, but doesn't. Ben Moshwari. Can he crack on from this distance? Well, he doesn't see any space available for that, but here's Hanamub again. It's a good ball from Hanamub. AmaZulu's turn to pile on the pressure. Hanamub again, first time, wins a corner of Van Rooy. AmaZulu have had the majority of the corners today, albeit that they've been few and far between. What can the Namibian conjure up here in these late stages, though, for Rusutu? Well, the header goes across the face of goal from Mtanti. Back it comes for Rian Hanamub. This is Roan Human. Indicated right boot, not so much this time. Still the battle is on. Away by Ben Moshwari. He's played awfully well in the second half as Ben Moshwari. And the ball eludes the AmaZulu player. Still an opportunity from that right-hand side, and they're defending as if their lives depend on it. Well, maybe they do for Arrows. Really good work by Tariq Feelies on that occasion. They're applauding themselves all over the park at the moment. Rowan Human getting recognition from him, Tetra, and from Felice. Another corner for Rian Hanamoob. Goes near post this time, and Tetra trying to backheel it into the area. Consecutive corners then, as AmaZulu continue to press for that advantage. So much time remaining. Sun starting to set behind the trees to the left-hand side of our combox. Big shadows on the grandstand. Hanamoob this time, again looking for that bouncing ball. Ighodaro misses out. Mtanti doesn't though. Nice first touch, and oh, that's a bit of a professional foul. And what's the referee going to do about this one? It's got to be a yellow card. It's a yellow card. It's Rowan Human who's in trouble.
The ball is there. Ayman. Oh.
Rowan Human with a yellow card also misses the match against Polokwane City next week. Rowan Human, Mondli Mbanjwa. Sikakane, it's a lovely first touch. Oh, they're still trying to pull the trigger from any vantage point that they can. Still the press forward, Rowan Human. Oh, they were waiting for the little run. It never ever came, but so close. Ethan Brooks getting himself involved in that penalty area. It really is very much a forward motion for AmaZulu at the moment, and the Lamontville Golden Arrows protecting a point at the moment as well. Inside the final 10 minutes, and then of course second half stoppage time. Wengani, seen this picture before. Nice touch from Mtanti. Away by Mungsomi, I beg your pardon. Clearly back into the midfield. It looks a bit pedestrian, but it's very workmanlike indeed from Golden Arrows at the moment. Wengani ventures over the halfway line again. Mtlaba, Van Roy, all intended recipients. Hanamoob's there to do the tidying up in front of the second half substitute, Angelo Van Roy. Tetra under a bit of scrutiny from Kele. What about that miss from him? Or he didn't pull the trigger. We've had a couple of opportunities. Spoke about the Moremi effort. We've had an Ighodaro chance where there certainly have been contributors to a potential goal in this one. We haven't seen any of it. And as we said, in a match hosted by Abafana Bestende, we've never had a goal, and we could see one now. Ighodaro in space. It's a beautiful cross from the flank. Tshepang Moremi finds Itiosa Ighodaro, scores for the 5th time in the Premier League. And AmaZulu looking to go back-to-back as far as wins go away from home in consecutive seasons, having won last season by 3-1. Ighodaro is the man of the moment. One cannot take it away. From the ball that was placed inside by Tshepang Moremi. And the header was perfect. Just look how he heads it down at the feet of the goalkeeper. Mayova finds it too hot to handle. And AmaZulu lead by a 1-0, and it's come at a crucial time in the match as well. Only 6 minutes in stoppage time to play, and it's at any stage inside the final 5 or 6 minutes, a goal of that nature really makes it difficult for the opposition to fight back. However, golden arrows are made of sterner stuff. AmaZulu, the way things stand at the moment, move up to 33 points, and that's above Polokwane City. The last we heard, we're drawing 1-1 with SuperSport United. Igodaro in the 84th minute. Spoken the last time that he'd scored was against Sekhukhune United. Phillies with a good challenge in front of Tlele. Can AmaZulu consolidate? I don't think they'll want to sit back behind the ball. Five minutes in stoppage time away from full time in Hammersdale. And don't forget, AmaZulu coming to this match with only one win in the last 6, and that was against Richards Bay FC, and that was a derby. Now in a KZN derby, another chance to pick up a 3-pointer in a very crucial time of the season, and maybe for AmaZulu, it's back in the top 8. Never easy for a home side to find themselves in this sort of situation. Just looking at a live table, and AmaZulu up into 6th position on the table. Well, there's still many matches to play, but they'll be much more comfortable with that. Yes, and the Lamontville Golden Arrows do have matches in hand. We've spoken about those, and the 2 matches that Abafana Bistende have to play against Orlando Pirates. They have their own agenda, of course. Really has been a good match for John Mwengani. One of the better matches that I've seen him play. Waiting for the match to come to some sort of stop because there are substitutions lurking for both sides. Mtanti from Tlele. Dwandwe waiting in the penalty area as well. Lovely ball here from Zabonelo Tlele. Anywhere will do. It's gone over the top from Dlamini. It's not often that you see a substitute being substituted, Van Roy, to make way for Blessing Nkunu, another former TX Galaxy player, 28-year-old. Will come onto the flank, and then a change for AmaZulu as well. We're going to bring on Sifiso Nkupeni, former Sundowns player, waiting to see who is going to come off the field of play for him, and it looks as if it's going to be Tepang Moremi, the man whose cross found the head of Etiosa Igodaro for the only goal of the match so far. Igodaro misses out on the challenge with Toba Matlaba, whose reintroduction into the professional ranks after leaving Royal AM and not playing for 4 months might end in defeat. And for Royal AM then, it does mean that they would lose for the 8th time and have a -6 goal difference with 26 points. Perilously close to the playoff position because the relegation situation has been resolved. Some big names in the bottom half of the table. If you look at Golden Arrows and SuperSport United, Cape Town City, all trying to avoid that situation of playing in the promotional playoffs against the side 2nd and 3rd in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. And we were talking about that earlier on in the match. I don't think I quite completed that story, but let's have a look at the first touch here. It comes from Blessing Chunu. Away by Mtetwa. So the way it works in South African football, the bottom of the Premier League, the Betway Premiership, then is relegated automatically, and the leader, the winner of the first division, the Motsepe Foundation Championship, is promoted then to the top flight of South African football. Number 15 in the Betway Premiership will then play against teams 2nd and 3rd in the First Division in a playoff system of 6 matches at the end of the season. And if the Premier League side wins it, they retain their status. If one of the First Division team wins that little mini-league struggle, then they get promotion. 5 minutes to be added to the end of this one, and we are 35 seconds away from second half stoppage time. Action packed all around here in Hammersdale today. Arrows back to the drawing board as they will play Stellenbosch FC next weekend here in Hammersdale. That's not going to be an easy one either for Mangoba Nglichi. And for AmaZulu at home against Polokwane City at Kings Welletini Stadium in what is going to be a busy weekend for KZN sides in home encounters. Forward by Sibisikle Msomi, well forward metaphorically speaking, so to speak, because AmaZulu coming away here with an opportunity. 5 minutes added on then. We are in second half stoppage time. There'll be a lot of anxiety in both camps at the moment. Mangoba Nglichi celebrated his birthday yesterday. This is not going to add to the joy of celebrating a birthday. Looking for any option that'll give them a sniff of some sort of stalemate or point of any sort of sort here today. Our Golden Arrows. Blessing Mchunu doing some hard work. This is Thabo Matlaba. Everybody forward now over the halfway line for Arrows. This is Mtanti. Clayton Chitolo. John Mwingani playing a much more forward role as well, but he drops back now that Chitolo's over the halfway line. Touch for Msomi, but he's going in the wrong direction. It's all possession for Arrows, and while they're making sort of a minimal headway, it's probably not going to be enough for now. Mwingani. Tele. Chitolo. Where does all this possession end up? Arrows hoping it'll be in the back of the net, and AmaZulu will be hoping that they can reclaim possession and come up with a breakaway of their own. Gladwin Chitolo. 1 goal for him this season so far. Came in a victory away from home against Kaizer Chiefs. The Kaizer Chiefs finding it difficult this afternoon again. A nice little give and go as well into the penalty area by Thabo Matlaba. Never away from the action very far. 2 minutes of the 5 added on by the match referee have elapsed. AmaZulu won this fixture 3-1 last season. All you need in a game of football is to win by a single goal, and that might very well be the case unless there's late drama here in Hammersdale. Looking into the afternoon sun is never an easy task for a goalkeeper, and Richard Ofori's done nicely here. We'll be very happy to return to winning ways, and on top of it keep a clean sheet for Rusutu. Still, there's an opponent that is hungry for a share of the spoils here. Matlaba. Kobeko Dlamini. Arrows will push until the final moments to get something out of this encounter. And Dwandwe as well as Feelies clears for AmaZulu. 2 minutes now. The Lamontville Golden Arrows pressing and pressing hard. Is there going to be some reward for Abafana Bestende? Unbeaten in the last 3 matches, and tough matches to come. This is Tlele. Hanemub again does absolutely phenomenally, and he might do so in front of Mtanti as well. There's plays lining up at the back post though for Bafana Bestende. It's whipped away from the danger zone. It might have been Feelies who injured himself. It's not Felix, I think it's Ethan Brooks. Into the final minute then. Nerves will be jangling in both dugouts. The attacks continue from Arrows. Another little touch in there from Chunu. And the header, oh my goodness, an own goal at this stage of the game I think would be more than dramatic. Good thing that Richard Ofori was switched on. Well, there's only another 20 seconds remaining to be switched on. If the ball's over the halfway line, it makes it easier. And Somi with the return. Ben Mochwari's had a good match today. Roan Human can't prevent Shitolo from getting the ball away. Felix adds his weight to the defense. And so does Rian Hanamub. No way through for Sifiso Nkopeni. It might not matter though, because the 5 minutes that was added on by referee Jobella has elapsed, and we continue in Hammersdale. Somi, Dlamini, Matlaba. Still no final whistle from referee Jobella. Strong challenge from Nkopeni. It's all defense from Lesotho at the moment. Oh, that's a wonderful piece of possession. One back just momentarily by AmaZulu. The referee checks the timepiece. I'm watching Arthur Zwane. Still no full-time whistle. 6 minutes of the 5 added on have elapsed. I reckon AmaZulu need possession here. Dlamini. Matlaba gets a final touch. AmaZulu get the points. Etiosa Igodaro scores for the 5th time. Great ball in from Tepang Moremi off the left-hand side. And Igodaro there to head past goalkeeper Edward Mayova, pick up the 3 points and send AmaZulu to 6th place on the table. And any thoughts about not participating in the top 8 competition next year take another big boost as far as AmaZulu are concerned. It's been an enterprising match, and no doubt there'll be some disappointment in Golden Arrows, who weren't able to break down a defence that sometimes this season has been a little leaky as far as AmaZulu are concerned, but not today. They've been solid, they've been well organised, they've been well led by their captain Rian Hanamub, and it really is a result, I think, that'll go a long way as far as AmaZulu are concerned. As far as Golden Arrows are concerned, well, still a lot of work to do. All it takes in the game of football is to score 1 goal, and that's what Igodaro did in the 84th minute, as AmaZulu win today by a single goal to 0.